Welcome to another weekly update video of Grape Finance. I hope that are all enjoying the nice little bump that we are having in wine as well as in the TVL. And of course, a small little pump in grape as well. So, without wasting any further time, let's just dive deeper into this video. Like every time, the first thing that we are going to look at is of course the price of grape. Grape was in a severe downtrend, after which we saw a few buys at $0.06, after which the price pumped to $0.064. Yes, I know you must be thinking that this is not something big, but still, it's good to see something positive with the price of grape after so long. Of course, things would get rather interesting after the wine emissions run out, that is on January 27th. We are going to talk about the emissions ending in this video, so make sure that you stick around till the end. That is it for the grape token. Let us now move on to the wine token. Wine had a crazy pump from $2 to reaching almost $4. That is an almost 100% gain in less than 2 days. Looks like people are getting excited for the wine emissions running out. Remember that after the wine emissions run out, you won't be able to earn wine. You will only be able to buy wine from the open market. So, yeah, that is it for the wine token as well. Let us now move on to the NFT collections by Grape Finance. The first one is going to be the winery collection NFTs. Now, previously we saw that the floor price of the winery collection was sitting at 1.1 AVX, and right now it has increased a bit and is sitting at 1.3 AVX floor price. There are lots of goon bags and wine glasses listed, and if you are lucky, you can grab one of these cheap goblets. But remember that these NFTs or any other NFT carry a lot of risk. So make sure that you're ready to carry this risk over your shoulders. The future for the winery collection NFTs is still speculative, and therefore it makes it more risky to hold one of these winery collection NFTs. But that doesn't mean that LB has abandoned the winery collection NFTs. I am sure LB and the team is thinking of bringing some sort of utility to the winery collection NFTs. Until that, let's just sit tight and hope for the best. That is it for the winery collection NFTs. Let us now move on to the second NFT collection by Grape Finance, that is the vintners. Wow, this is one of those very few times where you see the floor of the vintners NFT down compared to the previous week. In the previous week, we saw that the floor price of the vintners was sitting at 1.7 AVX, but right now it's sitting at 1 AVX. If we look at the floor, it still looks pretty thin. So technically we can say that if the volume increases, the floor price will also increase with it. Of course, not financial advice. Please do what you're comfortable with. That is it for our sexy NFT collections. Let us now move on to the Grape Finance app for a bit to check out the presses. The first press that we are going to take a look at is the wine press. The total deposits in the wine press when we made the previous video was sitting at around 7,700 wine meme LP tokens. And right now, the contract balance in winepress is sitting at 7,300 wine meme LP tokens. Not a drastic decrease in the contract balance. It just shows that fewer people are compounding and more are claiming from the wine press. The best thing to do right now is to do nothing. Yes, you heard me correct. If you just sit in the pool, you will accumulate from the actions of another players in the pool. By actions, I mean claiming, depositing, etc. That is it for the wine press. Let us now take a look at the soda press. Soda press seems to be the new favorite of the grape community. Also, this is the first time that we are seeing the contract balance below 6 figures LP tokens. In the previous week, the contract balance in the grape soda press was sitting at 104,000 grape xgrape LP tokens. But right now it's sitting at 99,540 Grape X Grape LP tokens. So that is a decrease of almost 4,500 Grape X Grape LP tokens in just a week. Again, the best thing to do right now is just sit in the pool, let others' action benefit you. Of course, you can always compound to stay longer in the pool. Alright, that is it for the grape soda press as well. Let us now move on to the final press, that is the solera press. The contract balance in the solera press is sitting close to 2.8 million S vintages token. This week we saw an increase of 94,000 S vintage token in the solera press. This is completely normal given the inflationary nature of the vintage token. The Solera press will be a major utility for the S vintage token after the emissions run out, because you would no more be able to stake your S vintage token to earn wine. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff happening after the emissions run out. Alright, that is it for all of the presses and other stuff related to grape finance. Let us now talk about what was discussed in the previous AMA. We are going to talk about the most interesting stuff first, and therefore we will talk about vinium. Before speaking on anything, I'd like to say that when we combine the total market size of both main markets and isolated markets, vinium is sitting very close to $100,000. I'll tell you why this is impressive. Vinium has seen almost zero marketing since it has launched on the mainnet. So yeah, when you consider that fact, Vinium is doing really good. Of course, Vinium is yet to see some sort of reasonable revenue since we need more borrowers than depositors. But that should change soon once Vinium sees a full-fledged marketing. Okay, moving on. A lot of you would be confused as to when Vinium might go multi-chain. Well, I'd like to share a good news with you all. Vinium is already live on Arbitrum testnet. I'll repeat, Vinium is live on Arbitrum testnet and not mainnet. We were also going to test on the ZK Sync testnet, but for some reason, the peeps over at ZK Sync reduced their block size, which will make Vinium testing on ZK Sync very difficult. But do not worry, as soon as ZK Sync increases their block size, Vinium will be there to test on the testnet. So, after we go live on Arbitrum or ZK Sync, we will then go live on BSC and then finally ETH chain. We might also explore other chains, but nothing is set to the stone yet. A few of the community members want GLP isolated pool. Well, I'm happy to share with you all that that is going to be coming very soon on Vinium. There are just some technical difficulties that LB needs to iron out before launching a GLP isolated pool. After everything is ironed out, GLP will be soon launched on Vinium. That is it for the Vinium. Let us now talk about the winemaker game for a bit. The first thing that I want to share regarding the winemaker game is that the auction for the floor cocker went really smooth and we saw all of them sold out. Each and every floor cocker tool went out around 2.5 AVX to 3 AVX. For those that missed out, do not worry, another auction is going to come really soon. In addition to that, there will also be a raffle for the tools in the winemaker game. More details to be decided. Moving on, another update that we are going to see is in the mint for resin. Right now, you would get the best deal if you use vintage MIM token to mint resin. Therefore, LB has mentioned that he is going to rebalance each and every token and LPs here that are used to mint resin so that there is one uniform cost to mint resin. Another update that we might see this week is in the Anoteca. The stakers in the Anoteca may receive the resin token, and therefore you won't have to use other token or tokens to mint the resin token. That is all for the winemaker game. Let us move back to the homepage for a minute to discuss things like the emissions, xgrape, nodes, gbonds, etc. The first thing that we are going to talk about is the nodes. LB has mentioned that he would prefer that the grape nodes and the grape mib nodes be integrated into the grape soda press. Now you would ask, why the soda press? Well, for starters, we need the liquidity after the emissions run out. Moreover, LB has also mentioned that the migration is going to be quite difficult since the mechanics of the nodes and the presses are quite different from each other. But we all know that LB is more than capable to deliver on this, so there's nothing to worry about. That is it for the nodes. We haven't talked about xgrape in a while, so let us now talk about xgrape. Now, the biggest question is that what will happen to xgrape once the emissions run out? For those that don't know, xgrape is essentially grape meme LP token that is auto compounded in the background. Well, to this, LB answered that xgrape can still go up from the actions of the holders. These actions would be minting, buying, selling, and transfer of the xgrape token. Also, the DAO can always create LPs and deposit into the xgrape pool and therefore can supplement the pool. Also, do not forget that xgrape can be used as collateral in vinium. In simple language, you can use your xgrape token to borrow stable coins. While we are at the topic, let us discuss the G bond for a few seconds. We all know that the G bond is illiquid token, but it is not dead yet. In the future, when Grape reaches peg, you can always redeem your G bonds for Grape tokens. And in case we see a migration to a newer Grape token, you will always be able to redeem your G bonds for those new Grape tokens. So there is still hope for the G bond holders. Let's not give up now. So you must be hearing either on the recap video or the AMA or in the chat that the emissions are ending really soon. By soon, I mean 27th January 2023. So, what exactly does emissions ending mean? Means that wine will no longer be paid in the vineyard after you stake your LP tokens. So, you would be thinking, how then the protocol would attract liquidity if there is no incentive? Well, the solution to this is the presses. All the tokens in the farms will have to deposit their tokens in the presses in order to receive rewards. LB has mentioned that he will be in talks with the Glacier decks by the Frozen Walrus when they launch, and LB will also talk to the guys over at Swapsicle to see if they can provide some incentive to Grape LP holders. Lastly, let us now talk about the treasury investments. I'd like to remind you that at a time we had 2000 AVEX investments in DEX Finance, in EMP Money, in Frozen Walrus, and lastly in trading bots. To sum it up and to give you a short and simple answer, LB has liquidated most of these investments. And no, by liquidated, I do not mean that we sold these investments at a loss. Most of the investments, like in Frozen Walrus, EMP, and Index Finance, were liquidated through a OTC deal, and therefore we didn't incur a loss. The 2000 AVEX that the treasury held were bought around $20 and were sold at around $20. So we didn't make any money, but we also didn't lose any. Lastly, the trading bots has around $10,000 in it and have generated around $1,200 with an average monthly APR of 6%. That is all for the updates and for the AMA recap. I know this lasted a bit longer than expected. That's what she said. Yeah. Before ending this video, I'd like to say that Grape is going to achieve big things in future. In future, we are not going to be just another tome folk. We will be more than that. We will reach a level where any project or any person that will associate with Grape or Vinium will feel proud. Together with LB, we have achieved quite a lot. But since LB is a machine, he isn't satisfied. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.